It's way worse now. It's worse than when I was out here. See, I'm an ex-addict. You know what I mean? Ex-convict and all this and that. So when I was out here, we was going to jail for bitty stuff.
What do you think about the sheriff coming in to San Francisco?
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Why?
Well, because we're down 500-600 cops right now in San Francisco. We just don't have the bandwidth to tackle or address the actual crisis that we're seeing on the street. So in addition to those 500 drug dealers, we talked about the thousands of people that are out there on the street using, and a lot of them are very desperate because with fentanyl, you have to use every 2 hours. And if you run out of money or you don't have general assistance, you have to boost. You have to commit crimes. You have to do all kinds of unspeakable things to support your addiction. I know. I used to do it.
I'm just a small potato and everything.
Well, I'm just glad people are listening.
This is Tom Wolfe, recovery advocate who turned his life around 180 degrees and is now an expert in what goes on in the Tenderloin.
You have to be held accountable for that stuff, because if you're not held accountable for that, then your society, your community starts to break down. And that's kind of what we're witnessing in downtown San Francisco right now.
Now, if I could only get someone in power to tell me the same thing, you know, like a San Francisco supervisor.
And they're going to bring in the sheriff's department. And what do you think about that?
So, first of all, I got to prep for an event that I'm going to.
Let's pause the video right here. This is District 5 Supervisor Dean Preston. And this is Asha Safai, District 11 Supervisor.
My story began in San Francisco here. I came here almost 25 years ago, came to work for the Housing Authority there on Turk, saw some of the despair that we see today, but I've never seen it at this level. This is 1,000 times worse. For the retail theft, we put legislation that allowed the deputy sheriffs to come out in the community and be hired to do that work. Now we're expanding that to do what other counties in the state of California do. You go to Riverside, you go to San Diego, you go to Southern. The sheriffs are part of the equation along with the police department. And I think that's been a missing element. So I'm absolutely in support of our deputy sheriffs. They know the community. They're monitoring people that are on probation, might have the ankle monitoring. They know who they need to put extra attention, focus, and energy into. So yeah, right now, this community is under siege on a daily basis. So adding the sheriffs and adding more law enforcement, I think is a step in the right direction.
Oh yeah, and Dean Preston. Surely he's on board for this as well.
In terms of the sheriff, I think that they've made clear that their plan is to hire a bunch of, or to bring on a bunch of sheriffs to start doing enforcement against drug users and detain them. And it doesn't seem like a great use of money to me. But I gotta go.
Well, I gotta go too and talk to more residents to see what they have to say about the sheriff doing enforcement in the Tenderloin. In the Tenderloin district of San Francisco, Stanley Roberts for Mr. Badley Productions.